lot out of this. Alright, boys and girls. Boys and fucking girls. This is a free coaching session. Number 4. I think I've done 3 of these already. Maybe it's number 3. I don't fucking know. But we have... No one was going to play Protoss. No one was here to play Protoss at the moment. And I wanted to do Masters level coaching. So I decided to fill in and play myself as Protoss against one of my subscribers who's Master League Zerg. And when the game was over, which is what I'm doing now, this game is over, I'm going to go back and watch the replay from his perspective and tell you guys what I think he did right and wrong. So here we go. Now, so far, he's done a really great job of splitting those drones and getting those drones on that mineral line. This is fucking great. This is good shit. Double gas trick, that's fine. I used to do that myself. I don't really do that anymore. I do single gas trick. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. We see him opening up with this build he just did is a little peculiar. He did a double gas trick twice in a row to get an extra drone out, so I feel like it's a little bit of a waste on one of them. I feel like if he really wanted to do that, he should have just gone for all 3 buildings, like, you know, or just gone for 2 buildings like normal, like 14-14, and then done a 15 gas trick to get the extra drone out. But instead he did a 15 drone, and then he built these 2, and then he did 15 drone again. That's a little out of order. If you really want to do this, like 14-14 before the Overlord comes out, just drone up to 14, make a gas, make a drone, make a pool, make a drone, and then make a gas and make a 15th drone, and that's it. Anyways, now he's taking an expansion as well. This build is a little odd. This hatchery went down a little too early, in my opinion, because now it's really stunting the production of his Zerglings. Because look at his money. He doesn't have enough to actually spin the larva. This hatchery should have gone down a little bit later. So I would recommend, like, if you're going to do like a 14-14, you can do a 14-14, mine up to 100 gas, and you can start your speed when you have 100 gas. You can start your queen. Make this hatchery a little later, and instead of making the hatchery this fast, you start your Zerglings, and then you start your hatchery, or you start the hatchery before the queen. I would actually start the hatchery before the queen on this map specifically, because there's gold minerals at the base. But these lings are like, the larva's not being used. The larva should always be being used. It should never cap out like this. It's been capped out for like 20 seconds already. So that's really hurting the build here, because you could have had so many more Zerglings. And now you're finally making the larva. But at this point, if I am Domestic Cake in this game, I haven't scouted yet. I haven't seen what my opponent's doing, but I do know that I obviously want to be aggressive. I'm gonna, you know, try and poke and get a little bit of damage done. See, like, the other thing too is, these lings, if you would have made these lings right away, these lings honestly could have been across the map already at this point. They would already be at my nexus, and what do I have to defend it? I have nothing. You possibly could have actually run into my ramp and attacked my pylon, forced me to pull probes, and with good micro you could have actually killed some probes, killed my economy, maybe slowed me down a little bit. That could have actually been very fucking useful. I doubt you'd kill the nexus, but you could weaken it as well. You definitely would weaken it if you sat on it, but I don't think you'd kill it outright, because my zealots would come out in time. But anyways, yeah, you could have done some damage with your lings if you made them a lot earlier. But if I'm Domestic Cake, I do one of 2 things right now. I stockpile lings, getting ready for speed, which is what he's being very all in with this, so that's what he should do. He should just keep making lings nonstop, and when speed finally kicks in, he goes for a massive fucking timing. Or what you could do is you could actually make a little bit of lings like this, you know, try and poke a little bit. And then behind this, if I over defend, you make drones and you take a 3rd. Those are the 2 options you have as Zerg. But with how early his speed was, I would recommend going for the all-in version of it. And you only need, to be in all fairness or all seriousness, you do only need 1 drop lord. You don't need 2. Because what you can do, this is a little trick here. what you can do is you can actually leave your drop lord on the edge of the cliff, like right here, and you can tell your drop lord to drop zerglings on the edge of the cliff, right there. Like, the circle of the drop lord could be right here, okay? Like, I'll play the game and I'll show you when it's actually at the right location. But what you can do is you can constantly have lings from the low ground load into the overlord while it's non-stop dropping lings on the high ground. And it would be right about here, right here. Right now, if you stop your overlord right here, the circle is barely on the ground, okay? Every zergling that drops will drop here, 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 here. Like, it'll drop all in this little area on the high ground. But this overlord is still within range. Its ass, its fucking big butt, is hanging off the cliff, and these zerglings can still continuously load into it from the low ground. So if right now, if Tumescent Cake hit drop and he clicked on the ground right here, all these zerglings could right click into the overlord while he's still dropping zerglings from the low ground, and they would all ferry in like load in, load out, load in, load out, load in, load out, and they would all go from low to high ground. And you could continuously do this with more lings rallying across the map. Meanwhile, the lings that are now on the high ground could run around my base and just fucking do damage. What that means, why that's a good thing of not making 2 drop lords. That's less gas that needs to be mined, because he mined 68 gas. He spent 50 of it already, but he mined 68 gas to get 2 drop lords when all he needed to mine was 25. So that's more drones on minerals for longer. Also, this spine crawler is not needed. You're being aggressive. You don't need to make defense while being aggressive. You're the one who's all-inning me. Don't make a spine crawler. What you should do, honestly, with your money instead, is take a 3rd base and make more zerglings and maybe make an extra queen. You should also, with this, have a queen at every base. Right now, you only have 1 queen. You need to have a queen at every fucking mineral line, because you need... What you want to do is you want to continuously slam out your larva as much and as fast as you can to get as many zerglings across the map as... You want to pressure me as hard as you fucking can. And making a spine crawler is not pressuring me. It's spending your money on saying, you know what, my pressure's going to fail, and I'm going to be defensive in a second. So, spine crawler is a waste. At this point in the game, when you're about to be aggressive. Now, killing the Stalker, there was actually an opportunity here to kill the Stalker. You could have... I actually moved out to scout and see if you were dropping my base. And you move your Zerglings at my Stalker really quick, but you moved it. Right now, I'm already backing up, but I stop and shoot you 1 time. That's a mistake on my part. If you actually moved past my Stalker, like clicked back here, your Zerglings would wrap around my Stalker and you would have killed it. But instead, your Zerglings were attacking it and and then I started running away, and it allowed me to get time to tunnel into the fucking corner here, which saved my Stalker ultimately in the end. But if you moved past it, you would surround it, but instead you attacked it a couple times and you missed that opportunity, and you surround it when now you don't have full surface area. So that's things like that. Always try to get good surrounds first when it's little micro fights like this, so you can actually get the kill. And you wouldn't have lost a lot of lings then either. And let's say I lose the Stalker and I also burn an overcharge and you back off, and you have like 5 more Zerglings than you currently do. This becomes way fucking harder for me to defend. And if you were non-stop making lings with your larva over here with double queen, you could have potentially overrun my Nexus at my natural. Potentially. Not guaranteed, but it would be much harder for me to defend. But killing this pylon is nice. Forcing an overcharge in my main mineral line is nice, and you're not committing everything to it yet. But you are... Okay, you're killing an adept outside of the overcharge, which is good. Killing off my units as much as possible is good. But do you see how you overcommitted both your drop lords so fucking far into the base? This one went all the way down here, and this one's like was up here a second ago, and now it's kind of retreating. Again, all you need is the 1 drop lord that's like ferrying lings from low to high ground on the edge of the cliff, because they can go in from both sides. But look how the pressure's over for you now. You have no more follow-up, and it's because you did things like you made a spine crawler and you mined a little bit too much gas, and you transferred all of your drones as well to your natural to mine the gold. You should honestly, whenever you're doing something like this, you should transfer like 10 fucking drones to your, like as soon as the hatchery, or no, you actually went for pull first, sorry. This game's a little different. Transfer 12 drones your gold base. That's fine. 6 on this side, 6 on that side, and then you just re-rally all your minerals, all your hatchery rally locations to like your main mineral line. And if you ever get to a point where you want to make drones, you make them and they rally to the new base. But to be honest, there should have been a lot more links coming across the map. There wasn't nearly enough. The big thing was you mined too much gas, and you also made a spine crawler. That does hurt you a lot when you don't have a big economy to work with in the beginning anyways. And now you're going up to 3 gas mines. Again, this is way too much economy for you to be spending on right now. You're switching into roaches, which is fine. That's a good transition in my opinion against someone who's going adept against you and zealots and whatever. Roaches are good at absorbing defensively. But you took 3 gases at once. You will never fucking spend enough gas to sustain 3 gases of roaches. But what this is going to do is it's going to hurt your economy. It's going to slow down your mineral income a lot and give you a shit ton of gas. The only thing this would actually do for you to benefit you would be if you planned on making a lot of Ravagers. But the fact that you've already seen me making Phoenix, you don't really want to be making mass Ravagers right now, because my Phoenix will kick the shit out of Ravager. Ravagers aren't very tanky, and they're expensive, and a Phoenix will pick them up and kill them and no problem. But look how undersaturated your mineral lines are right now. You have 2 gases fully saturated, this one's almost fully saturated, but you only have 11 drones on this mineral line, you have 3 on this mineral line, and you now have 3 on this mineral line. So altogether you have 17 drones. Now you have 16 mining minerals. That is such... Now you have 15 because you're making spores. See your gas income here? It's so much more than what you need. You're falling way far behind because you're not mining enough minerals. And you're also not injecting because you don't have enough minerals to make queens. You have 1 queen still. What you should do at this point is you should honestly only have 1 gas. Only 1 gas. Not even 2 or 3. Because 1 gas can pump out 5 roaches in a minute. And 5 roaches is honestly all you really need to back up speedlings to deal with Adept and Zealot. You're totally fine. Because I'm not, you know, mass... I don't have a shitload of Adepts myself yet either. But let's say you only have 3 roaches, okay? 3 roaches to defend against 6 Adepts. But the trade-off would be, let's say you also had a bunch more minerals to work with right now. And let's say you also had 20 Zerglings. Well, like 20 Zerglings and 3 roaches can easily beat 6 Adepts, no fucking problem. And I also can't kite you anymore then because you can surround me, and you surround me and kill me. Whereas what you're doing is you're actually relying only on roaches, and you're making your economy so gas heavy that you can't even make the roaches in the first place efficiently. And you're making spine crawlers too, which you do not need. Spine crawlers is not the way to deal with Adept. And now I'm killing drones. You already have a herd economy as it is, and I'm killing so many drones, and I'm just going away. And look what's happening to the supply count right now. I'm pulling way far ahead. Roaches are really shit at catching Adepts. Like when they're kiting you like this. This is why Zerglings are good. You can surround them. And now again, you don't have enough economy, and I just teleport again somewhere else. And at this point, you're down to 9 drones versus 48 probes. So your biggest problem in this game is your economy management. Your strategy was good. The opening was fine. Being aggressive is totally fine. But your economy management is so out of order. And the easiest way to fix it, again, when you want to go for a drop lord, only make 1 drop lord. All you need is 1 for this kind of a build. Because you're not going for overlord speed. You're not like dropping all over my mineral lines with banelings and shit like that. You're just ferrying in Zerglings from the low ground to the high ground. So 25 gas is all you fucking need to do that, okay? And then from that point on, you make nothing but Zerglings, nothing but Speedlings, and you try to have, like, this was when you're going to be on 2 bases. Try to have a queen at both bases when you do this. And you make nothing but Speedlings from that point on. You ferry in Zerglings into the main with whatever you can, and excess Zerglings should just go into the fucking natural, and into my natural, and see if you can do damage. And then from that point on, finally at the end of at the final point of the game, if you realize, okay, my opponent is not going to be broken anymore, he's stabilizing, I don't want to fucking make Zerglings anymore, only, if you're going to go for a Roach follow-up, only use 1 gas until you are fully saturated on main and natural. And maybe even a 3rd. and then you can add in some more drones to your third, and that's that's like optimal economy saturation, that kind of a thing. And yeah, that's the biggest help I can recommend. But yeah, the biggest downfalls: do not make spine crawlers to deal with adept ever. The only time, the only exception to making spine crawlers against adept is if you are being proxy like 3-gated, and you know your speed is so far away, and your opponent opens up with zealots first, and you're expecting, okay, I'm about to be proxy 3-gated by fucking zealots, and now he's going into adept as well. Well, you're actually making the spine crawlers to deal with the zealots anyways, because it's like a proxy and it's really early. That's fine. That's the only fucking exception. Other than that, don't make spine crawlers to deal with adept. It's going to be so bad for you. What you should make is you should make a good economy in zerglings and roaches, because adepts don't give a shit about spine crawlers. They just phase away or phase through them and go somewhere else and just kill drones. Stuff like that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I feel like that was a good lesson on economy management and a good tip on being aggressive against Protoss with drop lords. I'm also not